Hi friends, my name is Azu Patrick and I'm your host for Motivation 101. It is a delight to be here to talk about some of the most interesting topics. I'm going to continue from where I stopped on correction without confrontation. Correction without confrontation stares down to a point where you are making corrections without being resisted or without being forceful. The confrontation in there means you are not judgmental or forceful, or you are not resisted. So we're trying to make correction as plain and perfect as possible. Now we're going to delve into the approaches of correction. The approaches of correction are the right systems of steps you take in making corrections. Number one system is your manner of approach. Your manner of approach is related to your motive. So your motive powers the manner at which you approach people when correcting them. Your motive powers the manner at which you approach people. Now, your motive can either be wrong or right. Wrong motives could mean you are heavily criticizing someone, you are looking down on them, you are trying to prove a point, and you don't care about how they feel. These things are wrong motives to correcting someone. If you want to correct, you need to usher in the right motive, and which is love. Practically, love. Love is patient. Love never rejoices at wrong. Love embraces. Love is kind. And so you are not correcting the person with an intention to bring down the person. You are correcting the person with a motive or an intention to give room for the person to learn, give room for the person to develop. And so your intentions are mild, thoughtful, and caring. That is the right motive to correcting someone. That will power the manner at which you approach. You will not become confrontational and you will not be resisted if you do this. So, experience. People tend to appreciate when the person coming to correct them is either experienced in terms of age or in terms of events. I'm going to explain this. For instance, marriage. The singles, when they try to correct the married couples become resistant. This is why. Because the married couple feel that the singles have not experienced what they are experiencing. So they rather would listen to somebody who have years of experience, like a father or a mother, or couples who have in 25th, 30th anniversary. This boils down to age. But we have the one where you have also experienced similar circumstances and you're trying to share so that the lessons be learned. It's very important that doesn't have to do with age. So people want someone who is experienced in a particular field to come in and give them the correction. If you have not grown to that point, then you better step back and allow the person who has to lead. Now, there's nothing wrong for you to step back. It doesn't say little of you. It's just a wise thing to do so that that correction would be appropriate and that correction will be done. The third one is relationship. You have to have a close proximity with the person you are correcting. Sometimes, not in all times, but sometimes wisdom is profitable to direct. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. They tend to want to be corrected by someone who has a relationship with them. An uncle, an aunt, a father, a mother, a pastor, even a boss. But if you are a stranger about you perceive something wrong and you're trying to make that correction, it may not work. Wisdom should direct you to maybe inform someone who has close proximity or relationship with that person. It happens everywhere. People just tend to feel sense of belonging, and so you don't fault them for that, but use your wisdom to interact with someone who has a better relationship and understanding of these persons and relate the issue. Then allow the person take lead to make the corrections. With this, you will avoid any form of confrontation. Now I want to briefly talk about the tools of correction. The tools of correction are very important because sometimes we tend to mistake the tools for correction itself. The tools could mean punishment, beating, interference or interruption, or potentially halting the process. These are tools. You are trying to draw awareness to the fact you want to make correction. So tools help you to do that, and they help to pass across the message. But correction will not be complete without information, because it's the information that will lead to transformation. So correction without information will not lead to transformation. But correction with information can easily lead to transformation, because you need to tell the person why and how. Now, the why and how is information. The why tells the person that this is the reason I'm giving you this correction. I'm either bringing something new, like I said earlier, or I'm bringing something right. And the how tells the person how to go about using that correction to apply to their daily living. The how tells about the process, and the why gives an understanding why you're doing what you're doing. So the person grabs this understanding and can move on. But if you miss that, then you've missed all, because the information is very vital. Don't go around beating a child, don't go around shouting at a child or anyone without giving them this information. And that information is the why and the how. And this has been spelled out. Now, I want to bring this case down to our Bible. The Bible made us to understand that Jesus, when he went to the temple, saw people making exchanges and turned over their tables just to ensure that these people understood that he's driving a point, which is trying to make corrections. So was to draw awareness, which is turning off their tables and all that. But he didn't leave it at that. He said, "For my Father's house shall not be a den of thieves, but a house of prayer." He passed across a very vital information that could help people process the reason why he used this tool. It's important that people do not misunderstand your intentions, do not misunderstand your motive, because you are using a particular tool. Your tools can enforce, but the information will pass across a very important message. With this, I hope you have learned today that you can make corrections with these systems and with the right tools. And believe you me, the sky is your starting point after you engage this information. Thank you for listening. Please pass across this message to others. Share, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to even hear from you. Make your comments and tell me what you've learned or how this has been useful to you. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.